Over the years, the National Football League has experienced several exhilarating and memorable comebacks, events that'll go down in football history. In this video, we'll explore some of the most incredible NFL comebacks in history, where teams overcame adversity, changed the course of events, and astounded supporters. Is anything more thrilling than a team overturning a significant deficit? Let's see some incredible comebacks of all time. Number 10. The Comeback, 1992, Buffalo Bills vs. Tennessee Titans. Any NFL discussion about remarkable comebacks in NFL history has to start with the 1992 Tennessee Titans vs. Buffalo Bills. The Titans had a 35-3 third-quarter lead over the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs and lost 41-38 in overtime. Warren Moon and the Titans jumped out to a 32-point lead early in the third quarter and appeared to have the game in hand. The week prior, Buffalo had lost to the Titans 27-3 and had lost starting quarterback Jim Kelly in the process. It appeared that backup signal caller Frank Reich would need to help rally the Bills in the playoff rematch. However, Reich threw 3 second-half touchdown passes and pushed Buffalo to a 3-point fourth-quarter lead. The Titans would send the game into overtime with a field goal, but the furious comeback broke the Titans' spirit. The Bills would take home a most improbable victory with an overtime field goal from kicker Steve Christie, capping the wildest comeback in NFL history. Number 9. The Music City Miracle, 1999, Tennessee Titans vs. Buffalo Bills. The Titans' most iconic play in the team's history is one of the most controversial in Bills lore. The Bills and Titans squared off in the 1999 wildcard matchup in Nashville. The two teams were tightly matched all game, with the Bills taking the lead with 16 seconds remaining on a Steve Christie field goal. Buffalo special teams coordinator Bruce DeHaven called for Christie to squib kick the following kickoff. Frank Wycheck received the grounder, ran forward a few steps, and chucked the lateral across the field to Kevin Dyson. Dyson returned the kick 75 yards, ultimately giving the Titans a 22-16 victory. The win would help propel the Titans to Super Bowl 34. Number 8. The 32-point comeback, 1980, San Francisco 49ers vs. New Orleans Saints. The 49ers started the 1980 season 3-0, but that quickly turned into a 5-8 record. The expectation was that a home game against an 0-13 Saints team would be a tremendous get-right spot for the team. However, the Saints built a 35-7 halftime lead behind quarterback Archie Manning, who led 5 touchdown drives. The 49ers had just 2 first downs in the first half. However, everything changed in the second half as Joe Montana, at that point making just the 6th start of his career, threw for 285 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dwight Clark was on the receiving end of the game's play, a 71-yard catch-and-run play on a crossing pattern in the third quarter. Lenville Elliott had his best NFL performance with 125 rushing yards, 91 of which came on the team's final 2 touchdown drives. The 49ers finished the season just 6-10, but that comeback win over the Saints was the highlight of Montana's young career and helped him set the foundation for becoming one of the best passers in NFL history. Legendary head coach Bill Walsh said this was one of 2 wins throughout his career that produced absolute euphoria.
We love you, Tony Dungy, but you're riding the wrong ship, baby.
Number 7. 2003 Buccaneers vs. Colts, Dungy's amazing move towards victory. This fourth-quarter revival on the sweltering evening of October 6, 2003 was as unlikely as comeback triumphs go. On Monday Night Football, the 4-0 Colts were playing Tampa Bay, and for the most part, things didn't seem good in Indianapolis. The Bucs jumped out to a 21-0 lead in the second quarter and went into the fourth quarter leading 28-7. With just over 5 minutes remaining, a 29-yard return of a Tampa Bay interception for a score seemed to end the game, giving the Bucs a 21-point lead. With just 4 minutes remaining, Peyton Manning led the Colts to 3 straight touchdowns, tying the score at 28. Nevertheless, he was not about to give up. To set up the game-winning field goal, Manning guided the Colts on a 76-yard drive in overtime. Mike Vonderjagt missed with 3:57 remaining, but he was given another opportunity after a Tampa Bay penalty. This time, the kick went through, even though it struck the right upright. With 386 passing yards at the end of the game, Manning had one of the greatest late-game comebacks in NFL history. Number 6. Super Bowl 51, New England Patriots vs. Atlanta Falcons. Even though the Patriots' 25-point comeback in Super Bowl 51 only ranks 8th in history, it's unquestionably the most well-known and significant component of Tom Brady's legend as the best player ever. The Falcons put themselves in a precarious situation after a scoreless first quarter by building an unexpected 21-3 halftime advantage that included an 82-yard pick six by Robert Alford. The score would grow to 28-3 in the third quarter, leaving the Patriots with a 28-3 hole to overcome. With composure, Tom Brady guided the Patriots to 31 straight points and 5 consecutive touchdown drives. James White finished with 3 touchdowns, 139 yards from scrimmage, and a 2-point conversion. It was almost impossible to argue against Tom Brady being the most outstanding player after this game. The Patriots had just overcome a 25-point deficit to win a Super Bowl, a margin no team had ever overcome to win one. That afternoon, in their 6th title victory, the Patriots smashed 24 new Super Bowl records. In New England, Brady would win one more Super Bowl, and Bill Belichick is close to breaking the record for most career victories in NFL coaching. Number 5. Jonathan Joseph's fabulous touchdowns bring a great comeback. The atmosphere was electrifying as the Cincinnati Bengals marched down the field. Carson Palmer, the quarterback, had a unique ability to connect with his standout receiver, Owens, who was ready to play. The Bengals offense found itself in the red zone, perilously near the end zone, during a critical play. It was a challenging moment, but Owens handled it well. He made a crucial catch and dashed across the goal line with incredible speed and agility, proving he was still a formidable player. But there was more to the game than just Owens' touchdown. Cincinnati's Jonathan Joseph took center stage on defense, solidifying the Bengals' hard-charging defense image. But that joy is brought on by Jonathan Joseph's interception return for a touchdown. He made a spectacular interception to force a turnover, changing the game's direction. Joseph's touchdown run, which left opponents in his wake as he sprinted down the field, is one of the game's most memorable moments. It'll be remembered for years to come. Number 4. Indianapolis Colts vs. Minnesota Vikings 2022. The Vikings, who had been shut in the first half, found the end zone 5 times in the second half of this incredible game. With 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, Dalvin Cook took a ball from Kirk Cousins 64 yards for a touchdown, plus a 2-point conversion to level the score. Before Cook's game-winning touchdown, Indianapolis had a 4th and 1 from their 36-yard line. With Minnesota out of timeouts, they decided to go for the first down. But quarterback Matt Ryan of the Colts was called short of the marker. After Cook's touchdown, the game was tied at 40 yards. Both teams punted on their final plays in regulation, and the entire overtime period was tense and nerve-wracking. However, the Vikings emerged victorious as Greg Joseph kicked the game-winning 40-yard field goal with seconds remaining. After trailing 33-0 at halftime, the Minnesota Vikings overcame the Indianapolis Colts to win 39-36 in overtime, pulling off the most significant comeback victory in NFL history. Number 3. The 49ers' unbeatable comeback, San Francisco vs. New York Giants. Perhaps the most agonizing game was the NFC wildcard game on January 5, 2003. In the third quarter, the Giants led 38-14, and then catastrophe struck. The 49ers scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, with Ty Streets and Jeff Garcia connecting on a 13-yard touchdown pass to seal the victory, making the final score 39-38. Kerry Collins led the Giants in a comeback attempt to win the game. Matt Bryant's 41-yard field goal was set up by the Giants. Trey Junkin, the Giants' long snapper, was signed for this particular game, but he messed up the snap, forcing punter and holder Matt Allen to make an improvised pass to Rich Seibert downfield. Despite Chike O'Keefe's obvious tackle on Seibert, which should have resulted in a pass interference flag, the officials deemed Seibert ineligible downfield, and the 49ers managed to win 39-38. The referees were forced to issue an apology to the Giants following the game, because although Seibert was eligible, pass interference should have been called, giving Bryant another chance to win the game with a field goal. Number 2. Watson showed his match-winning skills for his team. Deshaun Watson, the quarterback for the Houston Texans, avoided a Buffalo Bills pass rush, making one of the plays of the year. Watson helped the club overcome a 16-0 deficit in the third quarter. The game-winning field goal to cap off the comeback was set up by that play. Watson completed 20 of 25 passes for 247 yards and 1 touchdown, showing off his incredible talent. In addition, he scored on 55 yards of rushes. The Texans were on the scoreboard late in the third quarter thanks to his 20-yard touchdown run. Watson also connected with Carlos Hyde, a running back, for a 5-yard touchdown throw. Every touchdown was followed by a Watson run, a pass to wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, and a successful 2-point conversion. During the game-winning overtime drive, the quarterback connected with Duke Johnson once more to convert a first down on 3rd and 18. The Texans needed to overcome a 16-point deficit, and Watson had to be excellent. Ultimately, Deshaun Watson's leadership and game-winning abilities helped the Houston Texans defeat the Buffalo Bills in an exciting fashion. Number 1. The Monday Night Miracle, 2000, New York Jets vs. Miami Dolphins. A Monday night game between the Miami Dolphins and New York Jets featured one of the biggest comebacks. Early in the fourth quarter, the Jets were behind 30-7 before quarterback Vinny Testaverde started to lead an incredible comeback. The Jets scored 30 points in the fourth quarter, and with 42 seconds remaining in regulation, offensive lineman Jumbo Elliott caught the game-tying touchdown. The Jets won 40-37 in overtime, thanks to a game-winning 40-yard field goal by kicker John Hall. These game-changing comebacks in NFL matches are one of the things that make them thrilling. These spectacular moments make the matches worth watching. These plays serve as a reminder that in football, every second matters, and that sometimes, due to better tactics, the most impressive performances can be remarked on in history.